guys, it's Emma and I'm back today for you with another video, and today I'm going to be shit talking y'all, one of my favorite pastimes. And I'm going to be talking to y'all about the movies that I would personally bulldoze to the ground. There aren't going to be any horror movies on this list because I already made a video talking about horror movies that I don't like. This video is going to be completely spoilery. Also, a little disclaimer. If I happen to talk about a movie that you really like in this video, it's nothing personal, alright? These are completely my opinions, they're subjective, movie viewing is subjective, and I just did not have a good time with these movies, alright? And props to you, because you obviously found something that I didn't. So, before we actually start, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys would look in the description box for all the links that I have for you guys pertaining to stuff going on in the world right now, and those links will be down there for you guys to interact with and to share, and then down in the comment section, let me know whether or not you guys like these movies, whether you've seen these movies, what movies y'all would personally put 6 feet under the ground, the works, right? So that being said, let's just get right into it. All right, so the first movie that I want to talk crap about, y'all, all right, is 16 Candles, okay? I love 80s and 90s movies. They're probably some of my favorite types of movies to watch, if I'm honest. Just the shit that they say in that movie regarding girls and sex is wild. It has aged like milk. The specific part where the main guy character, the one that Molly Ringwald is in love with, his name is like Jake or some shit like that. He's like talking to Anthony Michael Hall or something, and Jake's girlfriend is like up and she's like plastered and she's upstairs sleeping in the room or whatever of the house that they're in. And like I said, he's talking to Anthony Michael Hall, and he says something along the lines of, yeah, no, my girlfriend, she's up there. I could violate her in 10 different ways if I wanted to.
I'm looking at which window I'm gonna jump out of.
Huh? And then there's that whole thing where Anthony Michael Hall, who's like an underclassman, takes Jake's girlfriend, who's like a senior or something, and again, she's plastered, for a ride in the car. And then, like, something happens, and she essentially, like, kind of falls over onto Anthony Michael Hall's lap, and then he gets kind of this smile, and he's like, oh, okay, you know, says something along the lines of, I think this night could go well, or something like that. And we're supposed to, like, kind of be ha-ha, hee-heeing along with him, being like, oh, yeah, no, he's gonna get a blowjob. What? She can't sit up straight, dude! It's... oh my gosh. So I will never be watching 16 Candles again. Thank you and good night. And if 16 Candles were in fact a person, you'd be looking at a murderer. Okay, right now. So the next movie that I would personally beat to a pulp in the back of an alley, okay, is Thor: Love and Thunder. I simply cannot deal with the presence of this movie. All right, my dad and I went to go see it in the movie theater, and we came out, and on the drive home, I think we were silent for maybe like 5 minutes until I was like, so what'd you think? And he goes, oh, I'd be pissed to pay to go see it again. And I was like, thank you. And then it kind of just opened a floodgate and we were just ranting about it. Whenever I hear Thor: Love and Thunder, the main thing that I think about is the jokes. All right, I despise forced funny. And the jokes in that movie were despicable. First of all, too fucking many. Okay, barely any of them ever landed. All right, some of them were just stupid. As soon as the screaming goats came up, I was like, all right, 2015 called it once its damn humor back. Especially when Jane tells Thor, yeah, no, I have stage 4 cancer. Okay, the only thing that is literally keeping me alive and standing and breathing at this point is Mjolnir. All right, that's the only thing. Okay, becoming Lady Thor actually saved my life. You know, this huge moment between the two of them, because they've been in love with one another. It's kind of been on and off, kind of wrong place, wrong time, whatever. And now it's like so tragic, because it's one of those things where it's like she lets go with a hammer, she stops being Lady Thor, she's gonna die. You know what I mean? And they make a joke, and it doesn't land, and it completely eviscerates the emotional stakes of that moment. Y'all are butchering this movie from the inside out with these lame-ass, dumbass, horribly timed jokes, all right? And y'all had Jane as Lady Thor. I was psyched, I tell you, psyched. And then y'all, oh my gosh, y'all massacred her. Y'all massacred her.
You killed her.
Not only was I psyched about Jane as Lady Thor, okay, I was psyched that Christian Bale, okay, first of all, that Christian Bale was going to be in the movie. Second of all, that Christian Bale was going to be a villain. Third of all, that Christian Bale was going to be a villain named Gore the God Butcher, all right? And then what did y'all do? He's barely on the fucking screen. And then what did y'all do when you finally gave him screen time? Made him look like an idiot. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Other than the use of color in the movie, that's about like the only thing that I can remember actively decently liking. Everything else is just trash. Thor: Love and Thunder is my least favorite Marvel movie to this day. Next, we have The Beguiled from 2017, all right? The 2017 remake, I think, of the Clint Eastwood original. I was about to say I don't know why I watched this movie. I know exactly why I watched this movie. The only reason why I watched this movie was because I had Colin Farrell in it. I was in my Colin Farrell spiral. And let me just say, this is one of the most exhausting movies I think I've ever watched. Let me give y'all the setting, right? It's in the South during the Civil War, right? We're at a girls' boarding school, and some of the girls haven't been able to go home, so they're staying with the boarding school. Some of the teachers have stayed there, right? It's all women. They find an injured Union soldier, and they bring him back to heal him because they don't feel it's in good conscience to just leave him out there, let alone leave him to the Confederate soldiers, right? When I tell you this movie was exhausting to watch, I mean it wholeheartedly, okay? Because you have these women and girls, all right, all aged from anywhere between grown-ass women and maybe 12-year-old girls, okay, fighting and undermining and trying to outdo one another just to get the affections, let alone the gaze, okay, the offhanded gaze of this musty-ass soldier that literally could not give a damn about y'all, that is clearly using y'all for food, medicine, and shelter. That's it. All right, I'm begging y'all to stand the fuck up. The teachers, okay, once again, may I emphasize, these grown-ass women competing with these teenage girls, trying to get the affections of this dude. That's wild to me, all right? And was it a sex scene? I hesitantly call it a sex scene, all right? It was just uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable. This movie oozed pick-me girl energy. All right, I don't care if that was supposed to be the whole point of the movie. I don't care what the whole point of the movie was. I hated it. I hated it. It was dreadful to watch. I love Independence Day, okay? Independence Day is not going to be one of the movies in this video, okay? But I have to give some context for this next one. Independence Day is one of my favorite movies of all time. A star in the entire constellation that would be considered cinematography. What isn't a star, though, what I actually consider to be a speck of dust underneath my cuss fingernail, all right, is its god-awful sequel that I will never, ever try to mention again outside of this video, all right? Independence Day Resurgence. The way that this movie had me clawing at my face in utter despair at y'all essentially tearing up what was the greatness of Independence Day and just spitting on it. Y'all, whoever made Independence Day Resurgence, I rebuke you.
You're going to jail! You're going to jail!
First of all, you couldn't even get Will Smith to come back. That's wild to me. Maybe that was a sign, all right? Okay? Maybe, but y'all ignored it. Because you know what you did? You killed Will Smith's character off in between movies because you couldn't get him back. So that was your way of, you know, tying up that little loose end. Y'all had Vivica A. Fox back, all right? Y'all took her from being a stripper to, like, being a doctor or something like that. Good for her, okay? But you know what wasn't good for her? Y'all killing her off. And for what? And for what? Why did y'all do that? What was the point of making her a doctor then, huh? And then Bill Pullman as the president. Y'all had Bill Pullman come back as the former president, okay? Sacrifice himself to take out the mother alien. And then the mother alien is not affected by this at all. So this sacrifice was your lame-ass attempt to let Bill Pullman's character go out in a blaze of glory that wasn't even a blaze, nor was it one of glory, all right? Because his sacrifice that y'all were trying so hard to make this huge thing was in vain. It was stupid. It was for nothing. So congratulations, you have quite efficiently killed off every fucking character from the original movie. And for what? The way that Independence Day Resurgence stomped on Independence Day is honestly offensive.
He can't keep getting away with it.
And to have it, because it's a sequel, because it's in the name, to have Independence Day be anywhere associated with its sequel should be a crime against cinema. On account of sequels, prequels, reboots, reimaginings, remakes, oh my. I want to rant to y'all about how much I despise Roadhouse 2024. Alright, I made a video reviewing this movie, which I'm actually pretty proud of myself for. But if you want to see the full in-depth reasons of why I don't like this movie, go and watch that video, alright? I don't like this movie for a number of reasons, alright? The first one, the fighting looked awful, alright? The punches either were so obvious that they didn't connect, or they were edited so badly that it just looked awful, alright? Again, I honestly expect so much more from the dude who had a hand in Die Hard, Predator, honestly, any iconic action movie from the 80s and 90s, I expect better from you. The villains were awful. Conor McGregor, okay, he's the funniest dude in that movie. He's the funniest dude in the movie. And that's it. All right, let me see. Billy Magnuson, I'm so sorry. I don't know why you keep getting stuck with sucky movies, but wow. And then finally, Joaquin de Almeida, I'm so sorry. I personally think that you deserve so much better than to be playing a villain literally named Big Dick. All right, I don't know what they paid you to play in that movie. It was not enough. I can confidently say it was not enough. All right, the jokes in this movie were stupid. Okay. Again, I despise forced funny. I get it, y'all trying to make some nice little one-liners. It's not working, okay? Cut it off, all right? The romance was weird and badly written, all right? They had maybe one romantic scene together, and then we're supposed to believe that they're madly in love. And then the whole premise as to why Dalton even becomes a bouncer in the first place is just kind of nonsensical, all right? You have this dude who killed somebody in the ring, right? Because he's a retired MMA fighter. And because of killing this dude in the ring, because he went just wild, he decides that he never wants to fight again. Word. And yet he takes a job as a bouncer, where undoubtedly he's gonna have to fight somebody.
It just don't add up.
Even if the argument of, well, Emma, no, he didn't actually sign up to become a bouncer. He signed up to become a cooler to train the bouncers. I don't care. All right. Are you telling me that he genuinely thought he wasn't going to have to fight somebody? Just the whole thing is ridiculous in my mind. Okay. And then this one, which I honestly added to the list last night at like 4:30 in the morning. All right. Because I had to watch this movie that I'm about to talk to y'all about for my film theory class, and that is Baby Driver. To say that this movie was annoying as fuck would be an understatement. I'm not gonna lie. I did in fact like some of the stuff in this movie, okay? I did love the color schemes. I loved the car chases. And I may or may not have actually originally, before taking this class, wanted to watch Baby Driver specifically because of John Bernthal, and I ended up staying for a different John. All right, because John Hamm with slicked back hair and undercut and stubble? Girl, count me out. Listen, the main thing that was driving me up the walls with this film was the dialogue, all right? The dialogue is, in my opinion, unbearable, all right? Oh my gosh, it's either obnoxious, cringy, or just awkward, all right? This movie as a whole just feels like it's trying too hard to be something it's not. The cast and ultimately the characters themselves were just weak, all right, which surprised me, all right, because not only did you have John Bernthal, you had Jamie Foxx, Lily James, all right, you, amongst others, you had a pretty damn solid cast here. And that makes me think that it's not, in fact, the cast, it's the writer. The romance was flat, in my opinion, all right? What do you mean y'all have known each other for a week? Y'all are already in love, and he's now running from the law, but he comes to get you, bring you into his mess, all right? And is like, no, but I love you. We've only known each other for a week, but I love you. Come come live on the run with me for like, possibly for the rest of our lives. And she's like, oh, well, okay. And I'm like, what? Deborah, her character just seemed very Oedipal, all right? And by Oedipal, like Oedipus Rex, all right? She was blonde just like his mom. She helped him just like his mom. She sang just like his mom. It was very, I don't know what it is. I just got that weird undertone. Oh gosh, did I already mention that I hated the dialogue? Because nobody talks like this. Nobody talks like this, all right? And I'm sorry, I don't think the soundtrack was really that good. Personally, there were maybe 1 or 2 songs that I actually liked, but I was like, brother, really? And I'm honestly quite surprised that I'm about to utter this out into the universe, make this true, give this declaration energy. But I think Drive is better. So you guys, those were all of the movies that I would genuinely run over with a car twice. I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that maybe you guys could find some camaraderie in this as well, because I know particularly with Baby Driver, I was giving a review for it on Letterboxd. I'm scrolling through the reviews because I need some camaraderie, right? And I'm thinking to myself, brother, I'm seeing a lot of reviews over 2.5. Nevertheless, you guys, I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you guys will continue to look out for more stuff on my channel. I hope that you guys are staying safe. And lastly, I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.